mother, and mother, let me just ask you the same question. What are some memories that you have of the early apostolic movement?
I'm going to take you way back to 1875. My great-grandfather, John Anderson, as a 16-year-old boy in Sweden, had such a desire to have, to know and have a reality of God in his life. And of course, Sweden today is still the national church, is the Lutheran church. And he and some boys heard of a meeting, a tent meeting that was going on outside of town in the woods. And he went to that, and he was filled with the Holy Ghost. He didn't know what it was, but all the way home, he spoke in tongues. He spoke in another language. And when he got home, his mother said, asked him what had happened, and he told him, and she made him leave home, and she said he brought disgrace on the family and also on the Lutheran church. And from there on, in a couple of years, he left and came to America. And so that was the very beginning on my maternal side of Pentecost. And then my dad's side, 1917, he received the Holy Ghost and became a member of Midway Tabernacle in St. Paul, Minnesota. Now that's my home church, my very home church. I was raised and born in that church. Never went to another church except that church till I married this man. They've been everywhere since then. But my mother was a single woman in that church, and the man that baptized my father was Pastor William Booth Cliburn. And if you're acquainted with songwriting, he wrote a lot of songs. And probably the most popular song that he wrote was Down From His Glory. Down from His glory. He wrote that. And my mother has always told me that the thing that impressed my mother when she was just a very young teenage girl, was the sincerity and the dedication of the young people in Midway Tabernacle. She loved, when she first went there, the way the young people worshiped the Lord and sang, and that really won her heart over to that church. She stayed in that church then until she was 80 years old, married, had children, grandchildren, very content with that church, and then my mother became the piano player of that church. And I remember very, very young, my mother was the ladies' prayer group leader, and we would ride the streetcar in the afternoon, on Wednesday afternoon, to church. She took all 4 of us kids on the streetcar to church, to Midway Tabernacle. I remember that so well. And I remember when I was a teenager at Midway Tabernacle, there was a real revival among the young people. And we would meet after high school at the church and pray. And out of that group, there was probably 15 young people that went into the ministry, the work of God. And another thing we did, my memory is we went to church 4 times a week. Church didn't start till 8 o'clock in the evening. We went Tuesday for Bible study, went Thursday for praise and worship, and then all day Sunday, twice on Sunday. Church always started late. And Priscilla, you probably can remember, we didn't leave at the altar after 2 minutes of prayer. We didn't. We were taught how to tarry at the altar. And I don't ever want to lose that spirit of going to the altar. I can't understand people that go to the altar and they're up in 2 minutes because you hardly have a chance to get your mind on the Lord. And many times we did not go home till 12:30, 1 o'clock at night. There was such a powerful, awesome presence of God in those services. And I cherish it, and it's my treasured memories.